From the outside, like that looks amazing, right? You are on your third startup, you have built three companies, and you have been like leading them for the last many years. But I think as any entrepreneur's knows, the journey is quite different on the inside, right? You have to deal with many surprises and more challenges than probably the normal person can appreciate. So can you share one or two of those like tough choices or tough moments, and what did you learn from that?
Absolutely. It's always, especially when you're actually interacting with someone who's fairly successful, which I would call myself, and you would only see the positive side of it. And people tend to think that, yeah, it's a nice journey, it's good, we should become entrepreneurs. But I've definitely had my fair share of challenges. Multiple episodes. We've had, I literally had to pledge my property and to pay the salaries in the previous startup. It was at a point where we had very difficult situation in terms of raising capital and paying the salary. So we had to pledge our property to pay the salary. And eventually it turned out to be very good overall, but that's the kind of risk that, and today, I think if you ask me, would I be taking that risk? Probably not. So sometimes you just end up doing some insane stuff in terms of risk, but that's the attribute, right? And it's a calculated risk that I had to take, but it is definitely, those were some challenging moments in terms of raising capital, also in terms of getting your first customer, building the product and taking this to the market. So who's going to buy this? How are we going to get the first users? What would be their first, the moment of truth, when would they get it? So these are really moments that it's very challenging from that aspect if it doesn't turn out the way you anticipate, and most often it doesn't. So you need to be prepared with a plan B. At one point, I remember I almost had like plan A, B, C, D, E, F, almost like 10 backup plans for something. It's just to be prepared with whatever eventualities that happen.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. I don't think anybody plans for pledging their property, right? So, but also that shows the level of commitment that you have, or that you might have had that time in yourself, in your idea, in your people, and what you're doing.